Hello friends, in this tutorial I'll be talking about rough sets. So we'll look at what rough sets is, what is its application, and then we'll do a question related to set approximation. So rough sets constitutes a sound basis for knowledge discovery in databases. It offers mathematical tools to discover patterns hidden in the data. It can also be used for feature selection, feature extraction, data reduction, decision rule generation, and pattern extraction. So basic concepts of rough sets include information systems or tables, indiscriminability, set approximation, reduction core, rough membership, dependency of attributes. But I'll be restricting this video to information systems or tables, indiscriminability, and set approximation. So information system or table is a pictorial representation like this, where we are given attributes where age and lengths are the attributes, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, x7 are the tuples, and walk is a conditional attribute, because using these attributes we are arriving at a decision whether yes or no. So this is known as a conditional attribute. Okay, so let us see what indiscriminability is. Indiscriminability is the central concept in rough sets, because using indiscriminability only we'll be able to do questions related to set approximation. So indiscriminability is a relation between two objects or more where all the values are identical in relation to a subset of considered attributes. Okay, so for example, if in the given question, indiscriminability of age, if we try to find out indiscriminability of age, then let us look at all the tuples one by one. Let us look at x1. So is there any other tuple which has the same value of x1? So x1, x2 has the same value of x1. So we'll include x2 with x1. Now, is there any other value which is same as x1, x2? That is 16, 30. Yes, x6. So we'll club them together. And then we'll look at x1 is included, x2 is included. Let us see for x3. So x3 and x4 are same. So we'll club them together, x3, x4. And x5 is same as x7. So we'll club them together. So now you will find that all the tuples have been included. So indiscriminability of age is like this. Similarly, indiscriminability of lengths will be, since x1, see, look at this. Is there any other value which is same as 50? No. So we'll include x1 individually. Similarly, x2 individually. Similarly, there is no other value of x2 which is same as x2. So we'll write x1, x2, x3, x4 are same. So we'll write x3, x4 together. Similarly, x5, x6, x7, they are same. So we'll club them together, x5, x6, x7. Okay. Now let us try to find out for age comma lengths. So age comma lengths is, let us see for tuple x1, 16, 30, 50. Is there any other value 16, 30, 50 in the table? No. So we'll write x1 individually. Okay. Now let us see for 16, 30 and 0. Since this is not found in any other value, so we'll write x2 also individually. Look at x3 and x4, 31 and 45 and 125. So these values are same. So we'll club them together here. So we write x3, x4. Similarly, look at x5, 46, 60, 26, 49. So this is same as x7. So x5, x7, we'll write them together. And x6. x6 is not found in any other table. So we'll write x6 individually. Okay. So this is how you find out indiscriminability. So now we have knowledge about indiscriminability. Now we can do questions related to set approximation. Okay. So in set approximation, in the questions we'll be given a target set X and the attribute set B. Okay, so let us try to understand what set approximation is with the help of a question. Let us for now understand there are four approximation: lower approximation, upper approximation, and in boundary region we have two things: B boundary region of X and B outside region of X. So for example, if in the same question you are given the target set X as X equal to X for all values of X for which walk is yes. Okay, and this is the target set, and the attribute set A is age comma lengths. So X will include X1, X4 and X6, since it is yes for X1, X4, X6. So we write X1, X4, X6 and X. And for the attribute set A, we find out the indiscriminability. So indiscriminability of A, that is age comma lengths, will be same as we have found out earlier. So age comma lengths will be x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x7 and x6. So we have found out the indiscriminability. Now we are good in finding out the lower approximation of X. So what does lower approximation of X says? Lower approximation of X is a collection of objects which can be classified with full certainty as members of set X using attribute set B. So let us see, how do we find out lower approximation of X? See x1. Since x1 is founded x, so we'll include it in x1. x2, is x2 there in X? No, so we'll not write it in a lower approximation of X. Now look at x3 and x4. Since x4 is found out, but x3 is not there, and lower approximation of X says that we have to include those objects which can be classified with full certainty that they belong to members of set X. So if either of them is not present, then we'll not write any of this here. Okay. x5, x7, since x5 is not here, x7 is also not here, so we'll not include it here. x6 is here, so we'll write x6 here. Okay. So we have written x1 because this is there in x1, x2, this is not there, so we have not written x2, x3 and x4. Since x4 is there but x3 is not there, so we'll not include it in a lower approximation. Similarly, x5, x7, none of them is here, so we'll not include it here. x6 is here, so we'll write x6 here. Okay, now let us see what a upper approximation of X is. Upper approximation of X is a collection of objects that may possibly be classified as members of set X, and it is represented B, upper approximation of X. So to find out upper approximation, x1 is here. Since x1 is here, so we write x1. x2, is x2 here? No, so we'll not include it in upper approximation. x3, x4, this is an interesting case. See, x3, x4, since x4 is here but x3 is not here, but we have to classify the objects which can possibly be classified as the members of set X. So x4 is here, x3 is not here, so since one of the objects is here, so we'll write complete x3, x4 here also. Okay. x5, x7, since none of them is here, x5 is also not here, x7 is also not here, so we'll not write any of this here. x6 is here, so we'll write x6 in the upper approximation. Okay. Now let us see boundary region. So boundary region comprises objects that cannot be classified with certainty to be neither inside X nor outside X using attribute set B. So we have two things. B boundary region of X, we have a simple formula for this. That is subtract upper approximation minus lower approximation of X. So this is how you find out B boundary region of X. So let us find out A boundary region is equal to A upper approximation of X minus A lower approximation of X. That is all the objects which are there in upper approximation but not in lower approximation. So x1 is here, so we'll not write x1. x3, x4. Since x3, x4 is there in upper approximation but not in lower approximation, so we write x3, x4 is here. So it's x6 is found in both of them, so we'll not write x6 here. Okay. So there is one more thing, B outside region of X. That is, we have a simple formula for that too. That is universal set minus upper approximation of X. So universal set consists of all the values of X, that is x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, x7. So we'll subtract x1 that from A upper approximation of X. So we have x1, so we'll not include x1. x2 is not here, so we write x2. x3, x4 is here, so we'll not write x3, x4. x5 is not here, so we write x5. Similarly, x6 is here, so we'll not write x6 here. x7 is not here, so we write x7. So this is how you find out A outside region. So friends, with this upper approximation, that is set approximation, has been done. I'll try to cover one more question in the next video. So thank you for this video. Thanks for liking. If you like the video, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you.